Hey everybody, it's Glenn from Third Millennium. I'm going to take a few minutes today and show you how to install either our M600 or M800 speaker into a second generation Miata, 1999 through 2005. And the way that the speakers install is by use of our AD1 Mounting Kit. Now, just before we get started, let me show you what the kit looks like. This is one half of the kit. You actually have a adapter ring, some hardware, and then also some gasketing material. And the idea is you take the M600, M800, they will mount into the adapter ring using the small screws there in the center, and then mount into the door. The door has a fairly unusual setup for the mounting of the speakers. Now, you only need for tools really a Phillips head screwdriver. A small flathead screwdriver is handy. You may not even need that. I have a powered screwdriver here just to speed things up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead, get the camera put onto the tripod, and we're going to get started. Alright, we're all set. Now what we need to do here is to remove the card. And the card's just held on with a couple of fasteners, really easy to take off. You don't need any special skills or anything to do this, so don't be afraid of this job. Go ahead, put the window down, and you've got two different types of fasteners to work with. Here, here, and here, you have a little push pin fastener. And what these actually are, it's a center plastic pin and an outer plastic body, and when the center pin pushes in, it simply spreads the body, holds it into place, not super tight, but it keeps it from moving around and vibrating loose. Then we have some Phillips head screws. There's one in the door cup, one in the top of the handle, one in the middle of the handle, and then finally there are some simple push-on snaps that run down along the bottom of the door and up through the front side. After you've removed everything else, you simply snap those loose. Now, these guys, you can go ahead with a small flat blade screwdriver under the center pin. You need to pull that out a little bit to loosen it. I find you can just do this with a fingernail. Works fine. It's not held in there tightly, but you see what happens when you do get it pulled out. It removes the pressure, and then you can simply grab the whole assembly, and out it comes. So go ahead and take care of the three of these, wherever you want to do it. And by the way, Mazda does have all of these available. You can get them through some online sources or a dealer. So if you have things as you're doing this you find are missing or broken because the door's been taken off before, you can go ahead and get what you need to put it all back into shape. Alright, there's three of those out. Next, Phillips head screw here, here, and here. Fairly standard number 2, kind of a large head, will work fine for doing these. This center one for the door cup, after you take that off, simply pull the handle up a little bit so you can wiggle that out and just set that aside. Alright, now for the snaps, you don't need to do anything special with these. Start at the bottom here and just pull it forward with your hands under the edge. Okay, now you're not going to be pulling it completely off. Door cards on cars are all pretty much the same. They clip over the frame of the car in the top. So after you have things loose, you actually wiggle it upward to get the thing to actually come off. Now, you can't just pull on this. On the driver's side, if you have a LS or the Mazda Speed model, there's a power lock switch, and you do have the tweeters on the doors. The tweeters have a push-in tab disconnect. You're going to have to remove that before you can actually take the card completely off. What I find is the tab is hard to get your finger in to release, so this is where the little screwdriver comes in. It allows you to press the tab and then pull the connector apart. Let's go ahead and take care of that. And the tab is on the front side here. like that, and off it comes. And just so you see what you have here, the card has the little push-in fasteners. Sometimes you'll find some of these missing. Again, those are available from the dealer if you need to replace them. This is fairly delicate, so try to go easy on these when you're working with them. If people have been into the car before and they don't really know what they're doing, sometimes these get pretty beat up. So just be aware of that. So go ahead and set this aside. And now you can actually see what it is we have to work with. I'm going to go ahead and take the camera off the tripod, move it over here so that you can see a little bit better, and I can explain what we need to do. Here's your speaker setup. It's actually a plastic frame that holds this 5x7 speaker. It's in place. This is a factory speaker, and this is an LS model. This is a 2004. So this supposedly has a higher end stereo system, and still the sound is pretty terrible on these. These are really cheap speakers. What you're going to do here is you're going to remove 4 Phillips head screws on the outside plastic frame, not the speaker itself, because you want to take the whole thing out of the car. I'm going to clip this back on. I'm going to get the powered screwdriver, and we're going to quickly take those off. Now usually the speaker is lightly stuck against the plastic. It wasn't glued into place or anything, but usually it's there, but just be careful it doesn't fall out. Go ahead and keep these screws. Now we do give you an extra set of mounting screws in the adapter kit, just in case you need them. Probably won't need them. So the factory ones, if you have them, will work perfect for putting everything back together. Now when you pull this off, the factory harness is mounted with another one of these push-in clips. You push on this side, the lower side towards this angled edge, and wiggle, and out it comes. And there's your factory speaker. Okay, now here's the Millennium 800 and our adapter ring. The adapter ring is pre-drilled to pick up these 4 mounting holes so that you use the standard mounting location. So one thing about these is you do not want to over tighten them. This material is a plastic material. It's a PVC material that we made specifically for these. Has a lot of good characteristics to it. It's waterproof. It is very dense in terms of working with sound, and we can also put the holes very close to the edge, which is actually needed for these adapters because of the way the frame is stamped out on the door. So when you tighten the nylocks, you want to have them tight, but again, don't go crazy with forcing it down. You will crush the material, and you don't want to do that. Alright, we're all set. Alright, next we give you a little bit of gasketing material. What we want you to do is run the gasket around this edge. This is adhesive on one side, and it's going to peel off on the other side. This is not an adhesive side, so you simply pull this off. This is only 1/16 of an inch thick. It's really thin stuff. And just run it around. It's not critical. It's just to help provide an extra secure interface between the mounting adapter and the car. Stuff is so soft you can peel it with your hand. Once you get it stuck on there, we give you enough for both doors, of course. Go ahead, peel this off. Now go ahead and take the speaker, put it up to the side. The magnet's plenty strong enough to hold it in place. The adapter for our speakers comes all attached, plugs directly into the factory harness. Simply put it there and press until you hear a snap. And you're all set. Now, note that depending upon how you have this oriented, you might have to turn this one way or the other to get all of the holes to line up, but they will line up. And if for some reason maybe your car dented a little bit or something was very slightly different, this drills just like butter with a very simple hand drill or something, so you can do that if you need to make any sorts of adjustments on the pre-drilled holes. Just get these started loosely. Once you have them started, then you can go ahead and tighten them. And again, don't crush. You want it snug, but you don't really want to overdo it. And you'll see exactly what it is I mean as you work with the actual adapter kit. All right, we're all installed. At this point, before you put the door card back on, just makes sense. Go ahead, turn the radio on, test it, just make sure you're getting audio okay. Don't worry about balance or tone or anything like that. Just give it a quick test. The rest of this door's in pretty good shape. This hasn't been messed with or taken apart. This is actually, all this plastic is sort of held snugly by the door card once it's up. A lot of cars you get specifically a speaker that has the ability for some real bass response like our M600s and 800s. You can find something in the door that will rattle. Just to be aware, if that's a situation you do run into, you saw how easy it was to get the card off. You can just peel this plastic back. You can get in here, and if you find some of these holders or adapters that are loose and there are wires or harness pieces that are bouncing around or something like that, you can absolutely tie those down. Electrical tape works great for that. So that's our suggestion if you do run into some noise. The other thing that you can do as a tip, if you really want to help reducing the vibration, the back side of the door actually does vibrate a little bit as well. Get a product called Dynamat. It's sold in sheets of different sizes. You want squares that are about 8-10 inches high. And it's basically a very dense, heavy, sort of a matte material. It's about 1/16 of an inch thick with one side that's an adhesive. And then what you want to do is before you put the speaker in, glue a couple of sheets directly on the outside door panel behind the speaker. What that will do is it will help the rear of the door from oil canning when you have a lot of acoustic energy being produced by the speaker. A lot of people, you'll never notice that or it won't be objectionable if you're playing at normal volume levels, but I'm just mentioning it in case you do run into that. That's an easy thing to take care of. All right, let's put it back together now. There's the tweeter connector, and again, set it up over the top edge of the door and wiggle it down into place. Okay. Now, your snap fasteners. I find just back of a hand is plenty to do that. Little push connectors keep the center tab out. Put it into the hole, push the center tab in. Door cup, just hold the handle up a little bit, wiggle that into place. Phillips head screwdriver. And finally, the two large screws that go in here. If they fall out, they tend to drop into the tray here, so you can catch those and put them back into place. And you sort of put those in blind, so it takes a little bit of back and forth until you can get them started. This one's still in there. Alright, and that's it. You can see it's an easy job, maybe 10 minutes to go ahead and do this, and on each side, and then you're all set to enjoy some nice sound. I hope this helps you guys out with the installation, and hope you get to enjoy your Miata, whatever year it is you have. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and add us to your subscription list if you want to see more of our videos about our products and working on Miatas. Thanks very much.